Glenn Lawrence, Jim Macool. Two names ring bells like gun shells drop, fool. We don't sugarcoat, nah, we seasoned with pain. Every bar's real life, not chasing no fame. They talk that woke game, but they mentally lame. We the ones that bring the thunder, put respect on the name.
They hold no bars, they hold nothing back. Say it raw, that's a matter of fact. Glenn bring the presence, dominant type. Gia bring that essence, elegant light. Culture need this collab, yeah, it's crystal clear. Feminist fear, red pillars beware. No agenda, we speak the facts. Speak truth, repel lies, make grifters collapse.
Mind sharp like razors, I dissect the fake. We talk purpose, power, how real men awake. She the queen with class, not the thirst trap type. He the king with scars, turn struggle to might. Ain't no gimmick or trend, this the voice of the wise. They spitting light through the dark, you can see through the lies. This that blueprint talk, masculinity raw. They bringing order to the chaos that the culture saw.
Yeah. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Gia in the building. You know, I got Jim Macool. Look at this, everybody. You know, just everybody give us a round of applause. Just give us a goddamn round of applause, you know. Yo, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
Excited to do this.
You guys are in the G unit mix. So you guys are about to get something crazy today. You know, Gia, you and I, we tend to talk about a lot of the same topics, right? And like, have you seen this video? This video came out, right? And it's about chicks like revealing their kinks to their man. All right. I kind of wanted to see what you thought about this because to me, it's like it's kind of funny. Let me show you. All right. So let's just listen to this.
My name is Lauren. I am playing Truth or Drink with my fiance, Xavier.
Who did you bring here today?
My amazing, handsome, sexy boyfriend, Liam.
My name is Evelyn. My boyfriend's name is Daniel Nadeau.
Are you in love?
I am very much in love with him.
You're gonna take turns.
All right, that was a weird couple. Okay, you got this African chick and this white guy. Really odd, but anyways.
One person asks a question, the other person can either answer honestly or take a shot to get out of it.
If I were to die, which one of my friends are you sleeping with first?
Don't answer it. Don't answer it. That's a dumb question. That's setting them up for failure. What do you think? Like,
yeah, take a shot. Take the shot.
I have to.
Yes. Which one of my friends?
Smart man.
He's taking a shot. No, that means you have somebody in mind. You just don't want to say it.
No, I don't have anybody in mind, but I'm not about to go and choose.
See? That's a smart dude right there. Like, you know what? Why set yourself up for failure? Like, that makes it awkward. That makes it to where, like, oh, if that girl ever comes over, problems. Problems. She's going to be like, I bet Stacy, you like see Stacy, didn't you today?
There goes the friendship. Like, boom.
You're here to reveal something to him, right?
I am. You know, I want to tell him everything that's on my mind before he says I do and we spend the rest of our lives together. I would love to be completely honest about everything.
If I would...
Why don't women just come out with that, Gia? Like, why do you need like this? To me, this is like a spectacle.
It's
like,
a shit test. That's all it
but
is.
It's an embarrassing shit test. Like,
yeah, but
if you're doing this, but it's like, okay, if you're going to drag your man out on public, right? To where like people are going to end up watching this for you to have like the balls to tell them like what you're into or what the secret is. Like, why are you doing that? Like, don't you value the relationship?
I've never appreciated reality shows or any of these like dating shows. It's all the same thing. You know, mainly they go on there for clout. So does the relationship last? Usually never.
But like, what is the point of it? Like, is it like you feel confident with like, do women feel confident with like a group of people? Like,
no, they just go, they do what they're told. So when they go on the show, you know, they're given a script. They're told what they're going to be told, what they're going to say to their guy. So everything is already scripted and they go along with it. And mainly because they want clout, they want attention. They thrive off of that.
So do you think like these like quote unquote secrets are even real secrets, or are they just more like, you know, maybe this is all scripted and this is just how they, you know?
It's going to depend on the girl, right? So, like when we get into some of these other ones, when you're saying, well, there's certain kinks or whatever, I think that a girl who's going to have a kink is somebody who's had experience or who's
Yeah.
had sex before, right? So, in that case, she is going to have something. For a girl that isn't experienced and hasn't been around, she's not going to have it. So if she doesn't have it, she'll probably be given a script on what to say.
That makes sense. That makes sense. But we could assume that all these ladies probably have had a body or two.
To die. Which one of my friends are you sleeping with first?
Hate all of our friends.
You
Smart
can never
man.
say that.
I think I'm gonna drink on this one because honestly, the answer is none. So
Yeah, well,
that's my honest answer.
okay, good.
But then why did you shut up?
Do you think that's true? Do you think like a guy, there's not like one of the friends that he finds attractive?
I think that a
I think
lot
it's a
of
lie.
girls. Okay,
I think that's
let me
coke.
tell you something about women. Okay, women have a couple of reasons why they like a girl. The first reason is that she has something that she wants, whether it be fame, she's liked, she's successful, she's rich. There's a reason why she wants to hang out with her. There's something she's going to benefit from her. Two,
Okay.
she's relatable to her, like whether she looks like her, she moves
She
like her, she likes the
compliments
same
her.
things, right? And then third, she's just there to copy her. Like she's just there to like find some type of dirt on her, and then she's gonna find out what that is, and then talk behind her back. So women are very, they're just kind of like that. That's how they are. So once you understand those three reasons why they're gonna hang out with you, after that, it makes it very, very clear. So whenever I meet
But
a
do you,
girl,
but do
I
you
find
think
out what
like
those three things are.
but do you think like for a guy, like for all these guys that say like no, there's not one friend in her friends group that they find attractive, I think that's
Yeah,
bull.
yeah. I think that guys, of course, are going to avoid that question, which is smart. And you have to understand that in reality, there's probably, if he wasn't with her, there would probably be some aspect or the reason why he would want to get laid with one of her friends. But he's not going to tell
Yeah.
her that. Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think I
And
almost
then
want to
some
see
girls
like,
don't even hang out with good-looking girls, so maybe that's another issue too. Like maybe
but
she
then
just doesn't have any other good-looking friends.
if you're the hottest friend in your girl group, like, isn't that kind of like, l-
So girls don't really have a lot of friends, to be honest. Most
no,
women
you
don't
guys
have a
have
lot of friends.
frenemies. You guys have frenemies. You
You
guys
have
got,
acquaintances, yes,
yeah,
correct. But
you
they
have
don't like
nothing
have
but
any close,
frenemies.
close friends. So if you really think about it, most girls have like their mom they're hanging out with, or maybe like one or two girlfriends that they talk to on occasion, but they're not over hanging out all the time. So a guy can honestly answer no, because in reality, there's nobody that she's really close to. But now, let's say she was like always around a group of models. Well, then he'd be lying.
Yeah, like so, like, see, I say it's smart for a guy not to show off his girl so much to his buddies. Like okay,
Mm,
the wealthiest people I know, they don't walk around looking rich,
yeah.
right? They hide their wealth. Why? Because it's valuable to them. So
Hmm.
the same thing with the relationships. Like a lot of guys that I know that have great relationships, you don't see them parading their wife around, plastering her on like all social media. Why? Because now you're showing everybody what you got. That now these guys are gonna try to like snake, you know?
It depends. It depends because maybe he's just very sure of himself too. There are men that are one percenters, guys who know they look good, they know that they can get any chick that they want. They don't have trouble with the ladies. And in that case, the woman that's next to them, they want her to look good. They're actually
But then
encourage her to
wouldn't
look
that
good.
mean like in his eyes, like he sees her as well, she's replaceable then.
I think that to all levels, a man needs to have that, especially if he knows what he has to offer. He's not going to be walking around with, oh, I'm going to lose her, because then that's not going to be good for him either.
It's not that I'm gonna lose her. It's more like, you know what? Why do I need to show you everything that I have, the value?
Yeah.
Like,
But I think
like,
there's an element that men need to understand that yes, a woman can be replaceable. Now here's the
yeah.
difference. If she is able to invest in him the way he has and offer something of value beyond just looking pretty, then I think that she can become irreplaceable. But
Well,
that
I think
takes
that's the
time.
mother. I think that's a
Hmm.
mother to his children, right? Like someone
Hmm.
that provides him a legacy, right? Like I think I mean, it's not that I think that you can't like show your girl off or anything, but it's like if you're plastering her all over, guys gonna be like,
Mm-hmm.
guys that beneath you are gonna be like, yo, I want to get at that. And
Mm-hmm.
you just give them an angle to attack. Like you don't
Right.
need to help your enemy out, right? To get at you, right? Because now they're gonna look up her. Now, what
There's
dirt
a
can they get
balance,
on her?
definitely. Mm-hmm.
Just to try to knock you down, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh well, his girl did modeling before, like what
Mm-hmm.
they did with Charlie Kirk's wife, right? Erica Kirk. She was she was like one of the Trump's like bikini chicks, whatever, for the pageants. And then now they're attacking her credibility.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's not a real Christian. Look at what she did. Like with something you go through. Like, it's like
I think if a
they'll
man
use that as
is
a means to
using,
attack.
yeah, if he's using her beauty to benefit some way, somehow, then that can, like, in other words, if he's, let's say, pimping her on OnlyFans, then yes, I agree that that's a problem. That's a huge problem.
Yeah.
But I think that him being proud of her, that she's dressed sexy and that she's out with him somewhere, whether that be an event where his friends are, I don't see that as a problem. I just think that he's
No,
proud of her.
there's a difference. I think there's
Hmm.
a difference. Like if it's something that you guys are together doing, there's a difference. But like, I don't know. I think it's like you don't reveal everything that you have or everything that she does. You know,
Hmm.
keep some
There's always
things
going
a
to be
mystery.
something, right? There's always going to be something reserved for him, and that's what makes the scarcity, the exclusivity of the relationship.
Exactly.
Crazy.
What?
If you had to kill one of my family members, who would it be and how would you do it?
Ooh.
Oh, wow. It would be your dad.
Damn.
His dad makes fun of me.
Wow.
I've only met his two parents. He's an only child, and all of his family
I've
lives on the East Coast.
I've
so
got
I've never met
so
anyone.
many cousins. You could find one to pick off. Totally.
I am here today because I have a secret kink that I want to tell my boyfriend. I'm really private about my sex life.
What do you think her secret kink is?
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta
Like,
hear this.
this is weird.
And even telling my partner is something that makes me really nervous. I'm probably gonna shake up, throw up, all that.
What's my worst sex phase? And can you show it to the camera?
Why is this taking you so long to tell him?
Because I'm a little bit embarrassed. I think I'm gonna need to be a little drunk before I reveal my secret. So I hope that it's a little bit later in the game that I'll do that.
So go ahead.
This actually prompts a question, right?
Hmm.
Because you talk to women about like being sexual with your man, right?
Hmm.
To leave your man well fucked, right? But if there's like something that's going on that he is not maybe like doing well, or maybe like there's something like like he's not providing her. How do you bring up that conversation with one without like emasculating him, two like without like him feeling a certain way? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay,
how
so
does
I
that
put
happen?
something on Twitter today, and I said that the average woman takes 13 minutes to orgasm,
Yep.
and most men orgasm after 5 minutes.
5.4.
So what that tells me is that women need a little bit more in the mental, like the mental area. They're gonna. That's why I encourage men. When I talk to them, that it's not what happens in the bedroom. It's what's happening all throughout the day. Is he grabbing her? Is he touching her arm? Is he smacking her butt? Is he telling her little sweet things in her ears as he walks by in the kitchen? Is he picking the right time and right place to handle things? Or is he just like ignoring her the whole day and then boom, suck my, in the bedroom. Like,
Well,
there's discernment again.
well, that's what I tell guys. Like, it's like girls are like an old Buick. All
Hmm.
right. You guys like an old Buick, classic, Riviera, where like the engine just takes a little bit time to warm up. You got to put some like, some time to get that thing to purr, right? And then once she's warmed up, she's ready to go. Guys are like light switches. Like, you
Well,
can just
I'm gonna give
turn
you
them
a
on, turn
different.
them off.
I'm gonna do a different analogy. Okay, let's say you had a bunch of beautiful sports cars, Bugattis, all sorts of things, Ferraris inside your garage. you know that you have to rev those engines up. You can't just let them sit.
It's the
If you
same.
let
It's the
these,
same
it's the
thing.
same exact thing. It doesn't matter about an old Buick. It could be a brand new car. If you're leaving it in the garage and you're never revving it up and you're not letting those juices flow on a constant basis, you are going to
Yeah,
have
but there's
problems
something.
functioning in the bedroom.
Have you seen a Buick Riviera, like a 1969? Those things are sexy. It got curves. That Buick got curves on her.
But I don't
Like,
want you, like, when I got you. But like, there's gonna be some guys
okay,
that
so
think
you don't
I'm
want to be
cold.
referred to as a
No,
Buick. Okay, I got it.
I don't want guys to be like, oh yeah, all women act like old ladies. Like, there's gonna be some guys that come out with that. That's not about it. It's not
Okay,
about whether her
okay.
age. It's about getting her constantly thinking about sex
Well,
and about
it's
all
like
the
you
things
have.
that happens in sex constantly.
I think it's the guy's responsibility to create the environment for the desire to be there. Like
I
if you're
disagree.
looking at like
I
it's like,
disagree.
well, hold on, let me explain. So it's like you're starting a fire, right? You start the fire, right? Whoever starts the fire is there. It's
Right.
the responsibility of both, but mainly for the guy, for his portion, if he wants her to be able to act when he's ready, right? You got to constantly put that old log in there, that the oak wood in there, so it can still burn. If you're trying to burn it on pine wood, it'll burn hot, but it'll burn out. But if you put that like oak wood in there, that solid wood that stays burning throughout the day, right? Then she's gonna be more acceptable, more agreeable, or more interested.
You gotta prep the wood.
Exactly. You
You
gotta prep
can't
the
be
wood.
putting, yeah, it's gotta.
Hey, how do you prep? Never mind. Prep the wood. Fellas, you heard that right. You got to prep the wood.
It can't be cold and wet, you know. I could go on all day, but
We could go on all day. But no, I agree. Like what you're saying about, like, girls last about 13 minutes, right? 14 minutes. And guys are like in and out. They're like, the thing is because I don't think guys take time to set the tone. Like if you're gonna lead, you gotta lead in the bedroom too. You gotta like if you're the leader, then you lead the experience. You have to lead the environment. This is why I say it because guys could get turned on so quickly. They're on like a light switch. They're ready to go. Well, if you know that she's not like that, then you have to present or establish the environment for her to go into, and she's in there mentally. And that's when it comes to like smacking the ass, maybe giving those like little comments throughout the day. Like, let's say you're leaving for work and she's getting in the shower, maybe when you get to the office, like, damn, you know what? I was watching you get in the shower this morning. It almost made me want to like quit, show up an hour late and screw this meeting over. Like, damn, girl, like something along those lines that just kind of like spark
Yeah,
throughout the
because
day.
women, you gotta understand, women, they fantasize about a man taking charge in that department. So
Yeah.
for her, like, we talk about plausible deniability a lot with women. Well, this also has a lot to do with the dynamics in the bedroom. She wants to think of you gonna, throw her up against the wall. You're gonna pick her up. You're gonna take charge in that area. That is what she fantasizes about. So have to do that.
Oh, I agree. I agree. So let's get back to this video where somebody gets it thrown up against the wall.
The relationship, new things to try.
Your whole relationship is based on trust, right?
Yeah.
Telling each other things and being open. Is there something you wanted to tell him today? Do you feel ready?
Yeah.
Sure.
I have a secret.
You do?
Uh-oh.
Yes.
What's your secret?
Recently, we haven't really been super intimate. I think it would add some spice. I guess the worst case scenario is if he reacts with disgust, which is what I'm most embarrassed
He's
about.
nervous right now. He's like, what is this
It's
secret? Like,
a medical kink.
what?
Interesting. Can you describe it a little bit more?
It would be like a lot of doctor-patient role play.
Okay.
Like literally me in a hospital gown. You can get some scrubs and some medical tools too.
Interesting.
I don't know if you're
For her
aware
gynecologist.
of like OBGYN
Yeah.
tools.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
How do you know?
Well, like I'm just a human being. I don't know. I don't like. I've never been to one, but like I'm like aware. Like, I don't know. Like
No, it's fine.
I don't know how. I
I'm
couldn't
joking.
tell you. It's like you know
I'm
me.
just
I know all this random shit.
I know you do. You know too much.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, I would like if we
Did
kind of
play like
did that.
honestly, I never. Yeah, I never would have even thought about that.
Well, you know, I had a
All right. So help me out with this role play here. This role play, this chick has a thing for her OBGYN fantasy.
Well, this is what I took from it. I just took that she wants a role play doctor nurse kind of thing. Like that's how I took it. Now, if she's going
She
into
said
the
she wanted to be a
whole,
patient. She wanted to be a patient.
so like I guess there's a whole thing on that. Like there's a whole fetish behind that kind of thing. I haven't seen it, but that's what I at first that's what I thought she was talking about. I'm like, oh, that's foreplay. So what? How many times you wear like a little doctor outfit? Like that's not a big deal. But now she's going into something else. I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
Now, so like I don't really have a problem with the idea of it. I think, okay, so it's like, hey, I have a thing for the think about it. When you're going to an OBGYN,
I mean,
right?
I've
You're
never
getting a
been to
pap
one.
smear.
I don't even know why that would even be a thing, unless that's something she saw like on porn. Like, I don't understand how that could even be remotely, you
All right,
know.
it's think about the mindset of being vulnerable, right? You're on this thing, you're getting like a pap smear, right? Your legs are up, you're exposed down there, and you're in a very vulnerable position. And it's like this power dynamic. The doctor he's touching you and thing. I think it has to do with more of this, like she's like vulnerable and like she's
Uh,
exposed, and like the doctor could just take it. He's not asking permission, he is having his way in that moment.
okay, I guess. I guess I could see that.
I think it's a weird kink to have because like it borderlines, like I don't know what the words to say. It's just like it's a weird kink, like, but why do women have these weird kinks?
I have never heard of. Literally, I've never heard of that one. Like, I've heard of the whole dress up like a doctor, play the nurse. I heard that. So that's what
Yeah,
I thought when she first started. But what you're telling me, okay, this is all new to me.
like it's like she said OBGYN. And I'm like, okay, when you're going to see your OBGYN, you're in a very it's an uncomfortable position. Like you are exposed,
I mean, to me, like, like myself, the only thing that I thought of when I met my husband is like in my head, I'm like, oh, my fantasies were like a beach and like what you see in the movies. Like I think girls think of it like that. Now, what she's getting at, maybe that's something she saw in porn. Because I think women are watching more and more porn. I think that might be the
is
case.
now when the numbers actually support that. Like there's more and more women admitting to consuming pornography than anything.
Because how do
but
you
when
get
you
that? Like, how do you even get that as a kink? That has to be something you've seen or experienced.
or you read, because most women
True.
love those erotic novels, like
Hmm.
like 50 Shades was
Which I've
dedicated.
never read even one of them. Like I don't get into that stuff either.
Like it was what's crazy is that most of them, the majority of like the theater goers were that movie were Christian women.
I believe it.
Like, so okay, let's just diagnose this couple here. All right, from your perspective, you're telling her, hey, you need to leave your man well fucked. And she's like, okay, I would love to leave my man well fucked, but I have this like this fantasy
Hmm.
that like I'm afraid if I tell him he's gonna be weirded out. Like, like how does one get to wanting
See, I'm very vocal. Like if I have something to say, I'm going to say it. I don't sugarcoat it. So I would encourage them to just say it. You can't walk on eggshells if you're in a relationship. That's like you might as well just get out of the relationship if that's the case.
see that's what I would say too. Be like, look, what is the worst that could happen, right? Like if he doesn't like you no more. Well, then maybe it's not that you had like this kink that is like detrimental. It could be simply that like he's not the one for you because he can't accept it.
You know what I really think it's about? I don't think it has anything to do with her telling him what her fantasy is. I think if it was a fantasy that was normal or like not normal, I shouldn't use that word, but if it was like a fantasy that's like, okay, a guy could see a girl wanting that. But I think when you say something like that, maybe it reveals past sexual experiences or it reveals
Mm.
something else that she's been hiding. Like maybe she has like a porn addiction. So then that way he's gonna be like, well, where'd you see this? Where'd you experience this? And then it'll lead into other problems or other
Or
questions
like
that she
other
doesn't want to
questions that
answer.
she doesn't want to
Hmm.
answer. So it's
Hmm.
like, damn, like when did you like where did you like get off on like this OBGYN? Do you have a thing for your doctor?
Yeah.
You know, like, or did
It
your
can
doc
lead. It can lead into other issues. Correct. Yeah.
and
Because
normally with
if a girl says to a guy, "Hey, I want, I love it when you touch me here, or I dress up like this,"
yeah.
that's fine. Like I don't think anyone's gonna have a problem saying that to their man. But when you go into the whole like, "I want my doctor to touch me or to tie me up," like that's gonna be like, "Whoa, what doctors do you go to, or where are you seeing this?" Right?
Like, hey, which doctor do you have? And we're gonna
Hmm.
cancel that. We're gonna change our provider immediately. Like, your doctor's setting up some problems for me here. You know, that's crazy. All right, so we do got some call-ins. All right,
Okay,
these are
cool.
some cute questions that people have asked, and I think okay, let's just kind of like let's put a bow tie over this whole like video here. I think that if you're gonna go on a show and one of you guys has a secret and you haven't told them yet, don't go on the show, fellas. Just don't go on it. Don't go because what she's gonna do, she's gonna put you in a very compromised position where you're gonna look like a fool, right? Like either she's gonna like tell you something, reveal something to you that she doesn't want you to be mad at her about, so she wants to do it publicly, so you cannot actually get mad at her the way you would want to get mad at her, or you know she's trying to control your reaction, how you're going to react, because you're going to react a whole lot differently in public than you would in private. So if she's like, hey, let's do this show because I want, there's something I need to tell you, well, if you don't tell me ahead of time, we ain't going on the show.
I got an even better one. If you truly love your man, you are never going to be putting your business or in any way compromising his ability to have respect out there. Like that's just how I see it.
Mm.
So I think that women who do these kind of shows, they're attracted to each other. They have an attraction, but there isn't actually love built, which is why they usually don't stay together.
That's even better. Like she's actually kind of like, she's like, oh, if he could stand this, then we can make it work. No, like you don't respect him enough as it is if you're gonna have to go on this show and put that out there like that. Like she's actually kind of telegraphing how much respect that she doesn't have for you. So, Gia, we got a couple of questions. All right, these are the call-ins that we, ask people to go ahead and shoot me some questions that they would want to ask us. And well, this is what we got so far.
Biggest mistake couples make in the first year of marriage.
What is the biggest mistake couples make in the first year of marriage?
That's a good one. So for me, and what the experiences I saw is that women think that a man that they're getting with their identical twin, and they try to change him. Like they try to slowly, like everything he does, they're trying to be like, well, why do you do this? And why can't you do it like this? And they think that her way is like the only way, right? And they expect him to like be like her. And I think that that is like one of the worst mistakes you can do. Leave him alone. The reason why you liked him is because there was a polarity there. There was a difference. What he does is different than yours. Let him be. There's two ways to do things. It doesn't have to be done your way.
I would say the one of the biggest mistakes couples get when they get married is that they think that they could finally take a breather. Like,
Mm,
all right, cool. We already got married. I don't have to try as hard. No, 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 no. Everything that you were doing before the altar, you have to do that and more. Like that just you can't just stop. You just can't stop doing what you were doing because whatever you did to get them to say I do, they're expecting that and more. The game marriage is like dating is not the game means game over. Once you get married, the game ain't over. No, that's when the game just began. You have to be the man now on for the rest of your life. Like you have prepared, you have basically sold yourself to be, I am this guy. This is who I am. And it made her want to give up her frame to live in your frame. So now you have to maintain that and more. So it's like you don't get to let yourself go. Like, and this is what we see with women. Women let themselves go, right?
But
No
doesn't that
lady.
happen? Doesn't that happen like more like the third or fourth year? Doesn't that
Well,
like
it
what?
kind of depends. Like, it really kind of depends because women kind of like drop off, like the libido kind of drops off around year 3 or 4. So it's like it has to start before that slowly. Now I'm saying like once you get out of the honeymoon phase,
Yeah,
right,
because like the
then you start
first
seeing that
year,
decline.
what I notice with the first year is that they're trying to like nest. So they're trying to like get rid of his old furniture, like move his stuff around. Oh, you had this here, you need to get rid of it. Like they do this thing, and then oh, I want brand new furniture, and oh, this is how I like to do things. Why don't we go travel? They're doing this constantly with him, and I think that's what I mean by trying to change him. Like they try to take his
Yeah.
TV out of the bedroom. They try to tell him who to talk to, who to hang out with. Oh, you can't hang out with those friends now. No. And they try to make it like you're a man, like you have to grow up. Like they do this stuff,
Yep.
and I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with growing up. Don't try to change him. Leave him alone.
Well, I think a lot of that has to do with the whole like, servant leader model, like happy wife, happy life type of mentality, which actually I'm destroying in this next new course that I have out. Like, I mean, I go for the jugular in it. And it actually it ties into what you talk about. Like the reason why these guys are mad that their women ain't fucking them is because they've been such a good servant leader that they have made themselves unfuckable.
Huh.
Like,
Yeah.
like not it's just sad.
Because women are told in feminism that men are there to serve. So
Yeah.
because of that whole thing, they're living in what I call cognitive dissonance. They literally are thinking one thing and then doing another.
Yeah. Let's see what the next question is.
Should a man marry a woman who's been with a lot of men if she claims she's changed?
You know what? This is the one that gets me. Like everybody gets so hung up on the body count number, right?
Mm.
My thing is, why are you going to be hung up on a number that you cannot prove? Like, you should be more concerned about how she treats you.
I think
You know,
that you have to move off of her actions, right?
well, yeah, it's
You
not what
can't
she
go by
says,
what
it's
she
what
says.
yeah, it's not what she says, it is what she does. Like, okay, so let's say this girl says she's only had let's say she's honest with you. And people ask me this all the time. They're like, Glenn, so would you're telling me you would get with the next porn star or like a virgin? I'm like, virginity does not mean purity. Virginity does not mean that she's gonna be a good wife. You
You
may
will
get a
be
virgin that
amazed how many people that I talk to when I do coaching sessions that were married to virgin wives that have not had sex with them for over, like, I'm saying like 10 years. Like, it won't even touch them.
yeah,
These
see,
men
that's a
are living
problem.
like in silent desperation. And these women were so called virgins.
Yeah, like to me, virginity doesn't mean that she's gonna be a good wife. Like it's like, how does she treat you? Like the
Again,
number
it's
you cannot prove. You can't prove whether that vagina. Women do not come with like a dickometer above their vaginas that tells you how many penises have been in there and thrusting in and out. Like it just doesn't come up with that. So since they can't come with that, you either got to go by their word, or better yet, go by how she treats you. Does she treat
actions.
you like she can't live without you? Does she act like like does she worry about whether or not like what she does is going to affect you, right? Like if she doesn't care about how what her actions do and how it represents you, that's a problem. She should worry about that. Like she's an extension of you. So if the way that she moves is negative to you, I don't care if the woman had 30 bodies or no bodies. I'm going to go with the one that's going to treat me the best, right? Who treats me the way that I like. That to me means more than anything.
I agree.
All right. So let's see what's the next one.
Why do men cheat even when they love their wives? And why do women cheat even when they say they're unhappy?
Hmm. Well,
So
okay. I think it's opportunity for men.
there's a lot like this is a nuance. There's so many nuances with this, right? Because you can get
Yeah.
into all the different like little reasons why people cheat. But I think like to simplify it and make it really quick is that people want to feel desired. And if they're missing something within their dynamic, whatever that may be, their relationship, they're going to start looking for it elsewhere.
Well, this is kind of like where I think it goes up your alley, right? Like, I think if you leave your man well fucked, if you leave him well satisfied, he's not looking elsewhere. He has no need to look elsewhere, right? Like why would he look elsewhere when he's like he already know like I was talking to this guy.
But
Um
here's the problem with that. Men think that if a woman is having sex with you continually, that means she's not cheating, right? Like I've heard this a lot.
oh
Oh,
no,
you
no.
know, and I'm like, no, 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 no. Listen, a woman can be having sex with you all the time and still be cheating. Like, it
Yeah.
comes down to what are they missing in the relationship. If there is something that they feel, because that's what it comes down to, it's really perception. It's not even reality.
Yeah.
If they feel that they're missing, it's all mindset. And like I said the other day about the mattress thing about Japanese people, sleeping in separate bedrooms in their marriage is better. Everyone thought it was like, well, that has nothing to do with sleeping. I'm like, you're right, because you guys are looking at it from like a very literal sense. I'm not looking at it from just mattresses. I'm looking at it as what are we telling in our heads that is acceptable? What are we saying that we want and should be? That's what really
Mhm.
sets the precedence about how we set our relationships. Like even when
Yeah,
you look
like
at men who say, oh, or women, I have to be married. Why do you have to be married? Why is marriage the only way you're going to have a good relationship? Right? It's all we put in our heads.
well this guy that owns this company, he sells pheromones and stuff like that. And I did a show with him back, I want to say May. I'm not sure if I came out with it yet. But basically he was telling me like, the average guy, the average married guy, probably spends anywhere between like 4 to 6 hours like on Pornhub or something. Like just
Wow.
like surfing. And this is the average guy that's not well fucked, I guess you should say. And he's like, do you know how much? And that guy is looking at it at work. He's looking at it when he's driving home from work or on in his commute. And he's like, if that guy was the most productive guys are the guys that are well fucked. He's like, if the guy's wife is satisfying his needs to that point, he's not going to have the desire to one, look for something outside of this or, you know, he's already well taken care of. He's not going to
Exactly.
look for anything. So it's like, why do men cheat? I think men compartmentalize. It's like, no, yeah, they love their wives, but their wives are not giving them this thing that they need or meeting the
Right.
standard.
Right.
So they're gonna look at it elsewhere. They don't want to inconvenience her,
Well, and
right?
also remember there's a difference between attraction and love. So you could
Yeah,
love your wife and never want to leave her, but still not be attracted to her and find somebody else attractive. And so,
yeah,
like, when you hear somebody say, well, when girls go, well, I'm not sure if, I'm not sure if there's love or attraction there. Like, I need to get to know him. No, 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 no. Like, I'm like, you would know right away if you're attracted. Like, that's instant.
within the
With the
first 5
love,
minutes.
right. With the love, it takes time to build. And that's where respect comes in. And that's why it takes time to build that. And if people are in transactional relationships where it's just like money for sex, right? Then they're not going to have respect. And eventually they're just going to cycle you out to the next. So,
Yeah.
two separate things.
Oh yeah. All right. So what's the next one?
Is it ever possible to forgive infidelity and rebuild a strong relationship afterward?
Ooh, that's a good question. I
Mhm.
think you have to address what was the root cause of the infidelity. And I don't think most people actually get to the root cause. They get to they'll hit the symptoms. Well, you weren't there enough for me, or you know what, you weren't, making yourself available enough, right? And so they address these symptoms, but what was the root cause of it?
Exactly.
Until you actually deal with the root cause of why the infidelity took place to begin with, I don't think you could actually rebuild.
Hmm.
You would have to really get to the root of it and understand that might be an issue that maybe the guy failed to do something or the woman failed to do something that end up being the root cause, and you don't want to shame them, be like, yeah, like but at the same time, it's the individual's it's the person who had the affair ultimately's responsibility at the end of the day. Like you can't get away with it. Like you can't say, well, I chose to sleep around with somebody and not tell you because you weren't doing this. Like that's a cop out. There's a character flaw there that you have to be willing to acknowledge that you have as an individual, that you're saying when you commit an affair, what you're saying is that, hey, I am not going to tell you, I'm going to deceive you. I'm going to withhold information that you should know in order for you to make the best informed decision on your life. And I'm willing to not share that with you I'm willing to keep that's type of deception and like selfishness. That's a character flaw that this person has that they have to acknowledge that they have.
True, but there's also a lot of, breaking of respect there, right? So like if
But
a
that's the
lot of
character
men,
flaw.
a lot of men
That's
won't be able to admit that they would take her back, but they can't because of the lack of respect. And also, if that happened with somebody they know, which made them lose respect from their peers and their friends, that's a whole nother
mhm,
aspect of it, right? So
yeah.
you have to remember, like, the ego is very strong, with both men and women. And if you can't let go of that and kind of, like you said, get down to the core issue of it, a lot of times it breaks down, the relationship breaks down because they don't want to be seen a certain way in front of others, so they just let it go. And so that
Well, that's
people
why
just like
they
kind of
say it's
recycle.
like that's why I say, like, you could do a lot of things to a woman, but the two things you can't do is embarrass her or bore her. Like,
Same thing
and
with a
if
guy
it,
though. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. But guys is more even like guys have a harder time accepting infidelity as
Mhm.
long as they if actually if nobody else in their peer group knows about it,
Mhm.
guys will take a woman back, right?
Yeah.
It's the ones that like, you know, it's
Some
out there
guys.
and everybody knows about it. Like, I don't think, a guy would, if everybody knew about an infidelity, I don't really think a lot of guys could take that woman back
Right.
because it just shows, you're less of a man in their eyes,
Correct.
in your
That it,
peers'
it comes
eyes.
down to being seen as like weak or lacking respect. That's a big thing for a man. So
Yeah. Just don't do the infidelity, you guys. Just be upfront.
I think what happens though is people get in relationships and they've been in, like, especially the ones who have been married a long time, and it's just hard.
Mhm.
It's hard for them. Like, you can have conversations all day long about what your needs are. But if you're not really ready to implement them, which is going to take usually more work on either side, then it just becomes talk, and then they just go do what they want behind other people, the other person's back, right? Because I think
Yeah.
it comes down to ultimately doing the work. You have to be able to go
Oh yeah.
backwards. Sometimes you have to be able to do without. Maybe it's gonna, maybe one or the other person's gonna have to take on more responsibility within the relationship, and people don't want to do that. So they'll argue, they'll nag, they'll say to each other, "Hey, I want this," and then nothing will ever happen because they don't want to do the work, and so they just go do what they want anyways and lie about it.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
it's like
know?
so it's almost like they're using the excuse as a cope because it's
Um,
not really the excuse is not really what
yeah,
they want in a way
right,
because it's like I want this, but then okay, they're not willing to do anything about it,
right,
but they want it. Then how do you expect to get it if you're not putting the work to get it?
right. It's like it's just a like they just want to complain and argue, and they don't really want to actually do something about it. Because if both of them take the initiative and admit their flaws and go, okay, let's do this, let's change. It's just they're gonna have to go backwards. Like, women will either have to work harder or lose some of their luxuries or their comfort. So they don't do that. That's why women will step out because they don't want to lose their comforts. And then vice versa, he'll have to either like have to pay more or have the responsibility, and he doesn't want to do that, so he just does it in hiding.
Yeah, I can see that.
How can couples rebuild sexual chemistry after years of resentment and routine?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like, how can you know? And a lot of couples find themselves in this situation. Like after they have kids, job is more demanding. The more everything kind of goes into autopilot, right? It's just like
I
they got
actually, I actually, this is a really good one to like lead from what we just talked about, because
yeah.
people think that when you get married that it's one big love story, right? They just think like whether they've been married 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, whatever, they think it's like one big love story, and it's not. You will fall out of love with that person several times. Me
Mm,
and my husband have had hard times. Like, any, I think it would be a complete lie if anybody in a relationship said that it was just a breeze and everything was just easy. Like, I really hate that when I hear stuff like that. Like, oh, it's easy, it's easy. Well, it's easy now, but don't tell me that you haven't had issues. Because usually when
yeah.
two people are working together, it is easy. But when one person is only working, it's very hard.
Or when it's like everything is going good until like, it's easy until like something changes and now it's going to be
Well,
requirement
when
a
it becomes
requirement of
one-sided,
more from one person than the other, right? And
one-sided.
then yeah, like then it's like, well, now that
But
I
in
have this
general,
added like responsibility, it's like I need you to help me out here, but you're not helping me out here. So then it's like,
that's when it gets hard. So I think I always tell people, no, you're going to fall in and out of love several times. There's going to be good years, there's going to be bad years. And in that time, you falling out of love with that person, like when somebody tells me, well, I'm just not attracted to that person anymore. I'm like, no shit. Like 98% of marriages don't find that other person attractive. Why? Some of them gain weight, some of them age, you get wrinkles, whatever the case may be. It's actually very kind of normal at this point, but it's intentional to fall back in love with them. That's when it becomes something that you have to actually say, I want to do this and I want to do the work, whether that be go lose the weight, dress up, do whatever it takes to find that attraction and fall back in love with that person. That is
well,
intentional.
is that come where the respect is, like the respect for the relationship? Because you've said this before. You said a woman that lets herself go and she gets fat, it's a sign of disrespect to her husband.
It's disrespect. So I always talk about, I bring up a lot of like things like that. Like if you get fat in your relationship, it's disrespectful, but it's also disrespectful. And I don't think we talk about this. If a man leaves his wife in survival mode. So
Ooh.
this is something that like, I think is important because we talk a lot about what women do that are disrespectful, but we don't say what men do as well. Okay. It's
Okay, hold on.
okay.
Before we get there, gentlemen, tune in. All right. Tell me, what are some of the things that men do that are disrespectful to their wives?
It's one thing if you lose your job or you lose a career in the middle of the relationship and she has to go work and handle the bills. That's fine, that's a good woman. But if you're doing that on a consistent basis, like 3 years go by, 4 years go by, 5 years go by, and you still can't keep a job and she's still having to pick up more and more and more work on top of handling the home things, that is to me disrespectful to her, because when you put a woman in a survival mode for too long, she will literally start to like fill the void elsewhere, whatever that may be. She will find other ways to fill
Oh
the void
yeah.
and she'll start to get very silent in the relationship.
Well, yeah, because what you're doing is like she signed up for this relationship as you were the provider. You're the one that was going to be the protector, provider, and leader for her, right? She was supposed to be able to rest in that, and
And
then
it's
now,
not even her not having to work, because I think
well,
there's some
it's
couples
not
that
that, but
want to
it's
both
more
work.
it's more the fact that like you were supposed to be the one that she could rest in and rest assured that regardless if she doesn't work or she works, it doesn't matter. You had things covered. That was your role. But then now when you are out having her go out there and pick up the slack that you were supposed to fulfill and then still expect her to do everything that she's doing was supposed to do, it's like you were trying to put off your responsibility onto her and then be mad at her for her not for what? For her not wanting to do that? No, that's not what she signed up for. Just like you didn't sign up for your wife to go from 125 pounds to like 185 pounds. You didn't sign up for her to blow up, just like she didn't sign up for you not to be the provider.
Exactly. So there's disrespect on both sides. And like if we want to only talk about women stepping out or men stepping out, we have to understand there is a reason why that's happening. And if people don't start realizing that there's always going to be two sides of why something isn't working and figure out what that is and work it out, then they just want to point fingers and they want to act like the victim.
I think a lot of people like when they tell like when a relationship ends, they always do the finger pointing. Oh, it's because of this, or she couldn't. It's never nobody ever says like, like the reason why I didn't work out is because you know what, I dropped the ball here. Like you never hear people be like, you know what, it was my bad because I fucked up here and I dropped the ball, and this is the why things didn't work out between us. Like nobody takes ownership. It's always they pass the buck on to the other person.
Yeah, or like for instance, like retweeted something that said, if you don't hate it, then you're not training. Because and I think it was Andrew Tate did that tweet, If you don't
Mm.
hate it, then it's not training. And I retweet it because there are men in relationships who are like, well, I don't want to do this. I don't enjoy it. I don't want to do it. Whether it be go to the gym, like something simple, quit smoking, quit eating sugar. It could be something super simple, but what you're doing by choosing comfort over what you hate is you're becoming weaker. Like this can
Yeah.
happen for a man and a woman. If I were to set every single day and go, well, I hate to do this. Like I'm just gonna be. My husband wants me to dress up. I hate to dress up. Oh, so I'm not going to do it. Well, guess what? I'm going to always seek comfort after that. So I always, on every single day, I'm doing things I hate. I hate it, but I'm doing it. And guess what? Over time, it changes your mind and you really start to love it because love and
Well, it's
hate
also
is a
like
very thin line.
I always say like don't look at things as like I have to, but I get to, right? Like for like okay for dressing up, you get to dress up for your man.
Exactly.
You get to remind your man why you were the one that he chose to marry, right?
Exactly.
Like you get to do that. Not that you have to. You get as for guys, you get to show your wife that why she is the only woman that you want to be with. You get to. It's not that you have to, but it's a get to. It's a mindset thing. As soon as you're able to change that mindset, like even with shit tests, guys complain about, oh, women always want to do shit tests. No, you get to show her to demonstrate why you are the most competent man that she sees, why you are the man. You
No,
get to
let's
prove
talk
once
about that.
again.
Let's talk about that. I don't think guys understand that shit tests are because women are preventative. When I say
Yeah,
preventative, they are self-preservation, like that they move off self-preservation. So because of that, they're always going to want to fix something before it happens. Like that's why they always come up with like straw man arguments and
yep.
like all these kind of things that are like, what? This didn't even happen yet. Like, why are you even bringing this up? Because this is their way to go, well, I need to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, and to me, you look at it like, okay, if she has a shit test, it's like, okay, you know what? One or two things. You could get mad about it, you could throw a fit, and you could react the way that she expects you to react, right? Or you could be stoic and you'd be like, all right, I guess it's time to prove why I'm the man. Like
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Acknowledge that you know what she's doing because that's really what
Yeah,
she wants. She wants to
but
know
don't
that
tell
you
her
are
like
ahead of her up here.
don't sit here and tell her like, all right, I see that you're giving me a shit test, so
Right.
here I go. No, don't do that. Just be like, acknowledge for what it is, and then
Mhm. Like even if it's just a coy smile, you could turn to her and just give her a little smirk and go, "I know what you're trying to do," and just stay calm about it and walk out.
yeah,
It's just acknowledging that I know what you're doing. I know I'm already ahead of you 2 steps. Chill the fuck out, woman, and relax.
yeah, you'd be like, I'm gonna go to the gym.
Hmm.
We'll talk about this
Exactly.
later. Like just kind of laugh it off. Like we'll chat about this later. You know, and don't because if she what she wants you to see if you could be derailed, if you
Hmm.
could be like if she could get to you. And the thing is, why is she doing it? Because she knows that like if she loves you and she could get to you, then there's people out there that are going to be shit testing you that don't care about you, and they want to. She wants to see if you can handle your own when it comes down to it. Can you really, be the man that you're supposed to be? Or are you going to collapse? Are you going to cave? It's not necessarily a bad thing, but depending on how you choose to view it, it can be a bad thing.
Yeah, no, she just wants to know that you're ahead of it. You can, like, all women are going to
She
want to
wants
know
to know
that
that
you
you're
can.
competent. Are you
I
competent?
love the fact that my husband teaches me things. Like, I think that that's the best thing. That's why I love somebody, an older man that can, like, teach you and guide you. So
Yeah.
if she thinks she knows more than you or she's doing, that's a turn off, total turn off.
Oh yeah. And I think like, the fact that you constantly like if you embrace these shit tests as an opportunity to like outshine, like literally she's giving you an alley oop for you to dunk it and just outshine and just like why even test me, woman? Like this is what look how silly it is when you test me. I just knocked the ball out of the park. Like it's a grand slam.
Yeah.
If that's your mentality, if that's how you approach things, then she could find it easier to rest assured, like, okay, he is the right guy. He is the man. Not saying that like she's always gonna be, but there's gonna come a point where the shit tests become so like few and far in between because she's like, I've already tested this. I've
Exactly.
already known. he's already he's I have no reason to doubt him in this area,
Exactly.
you know. All right, let's do one more call, and then we'll wrap it up here.
Do women actually want equality in relationships, or do they just want power without accountability?
Ooh. Okay, so no, women do not want equality in relationships. Okay, they want to project that they want equality, but they really don't want equality
They
because
want
when
control
shit
over their
happens,
environment. That's what they want. They want
yeah,
control over their environment. And so in doing that, what they do is they go, okay, I want to control my environment. And if a man can control the environment, then that's why she doesn't want accountability. She doesn't want to be in charge of that. And if you can
no.
handle that as a man, she's gonna become, very meek and mild and let you handle it. But if she feels like I said, there's a vacuum. If she's always in survival mode, she's gonna be picking up the slack, and then you
If he
let
can
go.
demonstrate that like the guy has to present a frame that's so attractive to the woman that the woman wants to abandon her frame and live in his frame. And if you show that there's signs of like wiggle room in your frame, or your frame is somewhat suspect, like there's not a lot of security in there, you leave question, then she's going to test those boundaries. And that's when she's going to be pushing for this equality thing, because you're not solid in your frame. Like your frame has to be so solid, be like, look, I don't care how gorgeous you are or how amazing you are. If you step outside of this frame, we're not in a relationship no more.
And I
There's no
like there'll be
negotiation.
there'll be some guy that says, "Oh well, what about all the things that I am always giving her and it's never enough?" That's not true. Like no matter how much you're solid in your frame, there's to be something that she. And I always tell them, listen, you don't understand some of the little things that you allow in the beginning, because I hear this all the time. Guys will allow stupid little things, whatever that may be. Maybe she started going out with a girlfriend, or she went to lunch with a girlfriend, and you're like, okay, you let it go this time, and then it happened the next time. Before you know it, she's talking to her friend more than she wants to hang out with you and want to be with you. And then it's like that took years to get there, but they didn't nip it immediately. And I'm trying to tell
Yeah.
them, your frame has to start from the get go. Like you have to
No,
be
your
able
frame has
to.
to be there from the beginning. Like
Right,
it
right.
has to be there in the dating phase.
Yeah.
Like it's like as simple as this. Like I used to tell, like when I was with this my last ex, I used to tell her, if you are posting things online that is like sensual or subjective, that it has nothing to do with work, if it's not because you're modeling, if it's not because it's a movie, then what you're telling me that you're advertising yourself, right? And if you're advertising yourself, you're telling me that we're not in a relationship no more. So the moment that you post something that is suggestive, that I know it's not from a photo shoot or a film, then I know that you're telling people that you are advertising yourself. And I won't even say anything to you. I'll just end it and then move on, because I'm not going to argue with you about it.
But
That's where I stood.
that happens from the very beginning. This is something that you implemented from the
Yep.
very beginning.
And
Like when my husband
I
met
said
me,
that
I was
from Jump
already in
Street.
modeling. I was
Yeah.
already modeling. So it's something that he accepted in the beginning. Now, if he had said early on, I don't want you to do anymore, I understand. But this is something that, it was
But see,
already
like,
implemented in the beginning.
but the way that I framed it up was like, if it had nothing to do with work. So like if you're
Hmm.
modeling, if you're posting modeling pictures, like professional pictures, that's work related. If you're posting selfies, that's not work related. No, that's
Hmm.
you advertising yourself in that sense. So if it wasn't work related, then to me that's advertisement. But if it's work related, that's a different thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I
Social
understood that.
media is
Okay,
such a blurred line though, because like I know
yeah.
even back when I would be at a job, we would post plenty of selfies because we were there, right? So it'd be quick, like,
Hmm.
oh look where I'm at. So it's such
But
social media blurs the line so much. It's so hard
it
there.
does, but like there's a difference between like, okay, you you know you know posting your modeling pictures and then doing some b-roll, like let's say you're at the beach and like you're doing b-roll of the everybody around you, you have like makeup crew, you got the cameraman over there, like that's different than like you in the gym. Look
Or
at,
you
I
at
did
home
leg
in your
day.
bathroom, like just taking
Yeah,
selfies. Yeah.
yeah, there's a difference, right? You're doing things for a different reason. One is like this is your job and you're paid to advertise this, and then this is your personal life and you're choosing to advertise something else. You're not advertising, first form supplements, but with you know, like in a lingerie outfit, like you know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Like it's
Yeah.
completely different.
As you said, context.
Yeah, context is king there. You have to understand it. So it just to me, it's like what you choose to tolerate. Like I said that from the very beginning. Like, and most guys won't do this because most guys are too afraid of losing that woman. Like the Jonah Hill thing. You remember the whole Jonah Hill thing? Like he ended up trying to put all these boundaries on her after she was already sucked into the relationship, after she was already committed. And it's like, well, wait a minute, dude. If that's how you really felt, you should have said that from the jump.
See, that's that, and that happens a lot. That happens so much. Like I can't tell you how many guys I talk to in my coaching that they allow stuff in the beginning and then it starts to bother them over time because it gets more and more and more. A
Well,
woman,
no, it's
once she's
because it
gotten used
already
to a
bothered
pattern,
him.
but
It
they
already
let it
bothered
go.
him.
They told her when you let things go, you tell a woman it's acceptable. It's you
Yep.
tell her in her brain that says this is acceptable.
Yeah, like and this is where I think a lot of guys fuck it up. They don't say things from the jump. They don't say what they like and they dislike. And sometimes the same things that they liked about them is what they also dislike about them. Like so, oh, like you like the way that she dressed really sexy when you met her for the first time. Well, then now you don't like her dressing sexy when she goes out. Well, wait a minute. You didn't have a problem with that when you first met.
Yeah, but the
That
guy
could
will
have
turn, he'll say, if I said that to him, he would say something like, well, no, because I didn't tell her because she would threaten to leave or whatever. And
Mhm.
I would turn to him and I'd be like, good, let her threaten and then let her leave.
Yeah. Let her leave. Like, and that's the thing, guys have the scarcity mindset, like, oh, I don't want to risk losing her. And I say at the end of the day, like, you either are gonna sell yourself out and you're gonna lose who you are. You're gonna sacrifice your character, your morals, your standards to appease her, or you can keep them and risk losing her.
Mhm.
And are you telling me that a woman is more important than your morals, your character, your principles? Because if that's the case, then you don't stand for anything.
And then that tells her, well, okay, he's not going to leave. He's not going to go anywhere. So then she has no urgency to do anything, stay
Yeah,
fit,
why?
looking good, give sex. What? Before, he's not going to go anywhere. That's
He's
what she
gonna
does.
tolerate everything.
Hmm.
And then how can she actually find you attractive? How can she find respect in you if she realizes that you're not worth the respect that you claim to be because you're not respectable?
Yeah.
Well, I think we could wrap this one up. We could wrap it up like a condom, like, be safe. You know, um, this is the first episode of the you that
I know, it's cute. We need the little sound effect.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I'm gonna get that the chia. I'm gonna turn it to chia.
All the little kids, they're always like, how do you pronounce that? And I'm like, just think of like the Zoom commercial or whatever, like the little, remember, there's so many commercials, but like, that little chia pet, that little that you
Yep.
would grow or whatever. I'm just like, yeah, the chia, that's what I tell them. And it's easier for
The-
them.
I'm gonna find one. I'm gonna because they used to make them to where you can mold it after somebody, so you could take a picture and they'll make like the sculpture of that. I'm gonna get one of you. It's gonna be all your hair gonna be
Nice.
growing all crazy.
Nice. Actually, that's how I wake up in the morning. So
See,
I
if it
have the
ain't crazy,
curly hair.
if it ain't
I
crazy and
straighten after
wild, like
this.
it ain't fun. Like I bet you it'd take
Definitely.
forever to like straighten your hair out. It probably take like
It
about a
does
good
take,
hour.
yeah, it takes
A good
it
hour.
takes telling you, that's why like I wear it curly. You'll see me wear it curly more because it's just too much. And then with being in Florida with all the weather, it's
The
insane.
humidity is
Yeah.
probably insane.
It doesn't stay. So
That's a good thing. So that's been an episode of
Glenn Lawrence, Jim Macool. Two names ring bells like gun shells drop, fool. We don't sugarcoat, nah, we seasoned with pain. Every bar's real life, not chasing no fame. They talk that woke game, but they mentally lame. We the ones that bring the thunder, put respect on the name.
They hold no bars, they hold nothing back. Say it raw, that's a matter of fact. Plan, bring the presence. Dominant type, yeah, bring that essence. elegant light. Coaching need this collab, yeah, it's crystal clear. Feminist fear, red pillars beware, no agenda. We speak the facts, speak truth, repel lies, make grifters collapse.
Mind sharp like razors, I dissect the fake. We talk purpose, power, how real men awake. She the queen with class, not the thirst trap type. He the king with scars, turn struggle to might. Ain't no gimmick or trend, this the voice of the wise. They spitting light through the dark, you can see through the lies. This that blueprint talk, masculinity raw. They bringing order to the chaos that the culture saw.